So I was inspired by all of you who wrote in some awesome comments about the right arm and how the right arm drill is working, how the right arm works during the golf swing, and such an important piece of the golf swing that can help you set you up for success. And then the right arm, or trail arm for golfers, trail arm here, right arm for me, is something that is often just started incorrectly right from the setup. So one of the best ways, I always say, okay, let's talk about the right arm. In my previous videos I talked about the right arm having width, keeping the right arm straight away from your body. Okay, so I think that caused a little bit of confusion, so I wanted to come back and do another video so you guys understand kind of what I was talking about. So the first thing with your right arm in your setup is that I always tell people, this for your trail arm, again I should call it the trail arm, is that if you set up in a kind of a curl situation, so if I was going to curl a dumbbell like this in my right arm, that's going to get my elbow kind of tucked into my body, okay? So if I look like this here, I turn my hand so slightly, so if I was going to take a grip, it's going to be like that on the side of the club. But what happens is that most people do it the other way. They're setting up with their right elbow out, with their trail elbow out. So what happens when they do that, when they turn their hand kind of like this, the trail elbow, even if some people have their hands way under, their elbow still has a tendency to get out away from them. So setup position in the trail elbow is super important. So when you do that, okay, the club now, as you swing back, you're going to be able to externally rotate your arm correctly. So what happens is, as I swing back, my arm is, you want width here. You want width with your right arm, okay? So many people, when they take the club back, they have their arm internally rotated, and then they cross the line with their elbow so far out that they have to make a huge move to get it back shallow again. And a lot of people just don't have that capability to do that in such a short amount of time during a golf swing. So what makes it easier, if we just put our arm in a good position right here, we could turn right here, and as you swing back, you can see this arm goes in a perfect position going back here, okay? So I think one of the things that everybody got a little confused about, they're like, well, you talk about keeping your arms to your sides, and really what happens, so if I put this club in my right arm and I design that with my elbow up here and this here, and I take it back to the top, and you can see I got a lot of width here at the top, so I'll go this way, a lot of width here at the top. What happens is that as I put my left arm on the club, my right arm now is against my side. So I don't know if you can see that though, but my right arm now is against my side. It's not like it's like way off here. I don't have my arms way away from me. We don't want that either. That's not what we're talking about here. We want to have, there is connection from the upper arm or the tricep to the body, but that's put in by the connection from the left arm to the right arm. So now you have, yes, your arms are connected to your body. There's pressure from your tricep of your front arm, your lead arm to your body, and your back arm to your body. The problem, what happens with a lot of people, is that they collapse their arms. They get real narrow and they get steep, and the club gets steep and down, and so they have to do some funky stuff with their body to get the club on the ball. And so when you have the width of the right arm, that just makes it so much easier for you to come through the ball with a flat left wrist, with a bent right wrist, with your elbows closer together. So you can see this here with the right arm underneath the left. So you can do a lot of good stuff right here and hit some decent shots like that. So like I said, sometimes things can get a little bit misunderstood, but I wanted to correct that for you so you could have a video that would help you. So if I go ahead and take that right arm back this way, connect my left arm onto my right here, and then come through, I'm just going to hit little shots like that, okay? And that, you can really hit the ball solid doing that. And so I would say that's a great drill for you. You know, again, controlling the right arm, understanding how the right arm moves in the backswing. I see so many people, you know, it's been compared to also, like if you take a lid off a garbage can this way, people have a tendency, golfers have a tendency to actually, and their backswing, kind of put the lid on the garbage can, and so that makes their arms, the club come down steep. So when you do this here, now you have a very good position here with the right arm. That looks like every great player out there. So you can see this here. Now the left arm's across the shoulders, the right arm is where it should be. And so now you can really kind of get in a good spot where you can hit the ball really solid. So I'm hoping this clears it up a little bit for you, because this is good stuff. So again, you can never revisit this too much. The right arm, how it swings around your body, how you make sure that when you come through the ball, that, you know, that club, I have a little bit of bend in the right wrist that helps the left wrist stay flat. It also helps my body turn too. So as I turn through, you can see my knees, or my feet, my knees, my hips, my shoulders, all get into a really good position here. So when I get into impact, the handle's more forward, I'm not flipping at it, my hands aren't back, I'm not adding loft. So it's just a really good way to practice. And like I said, one of my favorite drills, again, if I just set up this way here and I swing the club back, you can see that I've got good tilt in my shoulders. I've got good change of flex in my knees. That's super important right there. That's going to help you a ton, and you're going to be able to hit the ball a lot more solid and hit the ball a lot more straighter and higher. And it works, I promise you, it works. So again, I'm not talking about lifting your arms off the chest. You never want to lift your arms either way. You don't want to lift your arms going through. I see that too. So I see so many people that swing and their arms go off their chest. So you don't want it in the back, in the forward swing either. So that's a good thing too. So as you come back down, your right arm is going to be also connected to your chest as you go through. But there's width here. You got to remember, the best players in the world have their arm pretty straight through impact. They're never flexing their elbows. And the majority of people who I teach and who I see hit balls all the time, their elbows are really flexing. Their wrists are flexing. Their elbows are flexing. So it's not giving, you know, you're ruining the radius and the length of the club. What I talk about in a bunch of videos where I talk about keeping that club head as far away from the left shoulder as possible, you know, that this is going to help you with this tremendously, and you'll be able to hit the ball really, really solid. So again, the right arm, great right arm drill here. So you could even put your hand on your lead knee and then go ahead and connect yourself, connect here. So you can see now my right arm is connected to my body. It's not way off, it's not up here. You can see there's no space when I do this. There's that right arm into my body here. And when I do that and I take it back, you can see the left arm across the shoulder, the right arm is not lifted off the body, but I am feeling a pushing sensation. I think this is so good for so many players, especially the ones that their elbows come apart. I see this too. I also see a lot of people get off right away, not only in the setup, but in the first from P1 to P2, is they come back and their elbows flex immediately. So just doing this is going to help take that away. So that's going to be, but you can still see I still have some bend in my right arm, in my right wrist here. I haven't lifted it off my body. I don't want to have that either. So this is super important that you can see now, is that also when I'm coming down, it looks like at this position right here, from P4 to P5, I've got one big arm. So I'm pushing that right arm out, I'm pushing that out, but it's still against my side. So that's super important. You got to remember, the golf club weighs a lot when you're swinging the club. When you're swinging a golf club, it starts to weigh a lot. So you have to exert force on the club with your hands and arms, because if you don't, what happens then, you become spaghetti, and that's when you top and you come in steep and all that crazy stuff. So again, just wanted to get this video out to everybody because I'm super excited about how it's helping you, how it's getting you better, how you're hitting the ball more solid. So it's really, really awesome. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please turn on your notifications, please comment below. And again, really appreciate all the support you guys are giving me, all the positive feedback and things that I can bring you that you can play better golf, and that's what I'm all about. I just want to make you a happy golfer and have more fun on the course, and that's why I do this. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.